I hope you're ready for this. Today we are going to talk about how to tackle an exam. So I know your finals are coming, mine are too, and today I just want to focus on how to go about and write the exam. These are just things that I do and have helped me out throughout the years multiple times in getting those high grades and keeping it that way. So first thing you do when the exam is handed to you is look it over. So don't just start right off the bat with question 1. Take a look at the exam. So look how many questions there are, look if there are short answer questions, essay questions, multiple choice, so you have a feel of how long it will take you to do the exam and how long you have to focus on each section so that you are within the time frame. Also, this will help you out to not be afraid of the exam, so you know what's coming next. If you're doing each question by question and then you suddenly open a page and you realize it's an essay question where it's 60 points, you're like, oh my god, I'm freaking out. Whereas if you already knew this before, you know what the next page holds, so you will diminish your stress and your anxiety during the exam. And let's face it, in this time, you need to keep calm and carry on. Now that you've started answering the questions, my next tip to you is to skip over the ones you don't know. So let's say you're doing a bunch of questions and you arrive at one and you just can't figure it out. You're like, oh my god, I really don't know what this is. Oh my god, I forgot. Oh my god, I can't believe this. Relax. Let it be. Go to the next one. Because if you stay too long on that question, you will panic. And once you are in panic mode, your brain starts to just focus on the panic and forget the material. So if you don't know it, just skip it. Don't even think twice about it. Skip it. Go to the next one. This is also helpful. Why? Because as you go along, sometimes something in the other questions will trigger your memory and you'll be like, oh yeah, oh my god, that was the one in the question I didn't know. So it's gonna like, bloop, a light bulb is just gonna go off. So leave the questions you don't know for the end when you do a second pass on your exam. Moving on to tip number 3, which is always trust your gut. Trust your first answer. They are always correct. I've done this. If you think too much about a question, either you don't know it flat out, so you have to guess, or you're overanalyzing it. This is horrible. If on your first go you write, okay, this is A for sure, and then you go back and you're like, wait, is it A? But it can be B though. But if I do this, maybe it's that. You're thinking too much. Trust yourself. You know the answer. Your memory just goes on like override, so it's just like let it flow. Don't stop it. Don't interrupt it. You know it. Trust your gut. Trust your first answer. Don't go back on it. Another trick I have for you that will make test taking super easy. I've discovered this trick in my second year of university, and when I figured it out, I was just like, wow, gold mine. You need to listen to this one. So what I take to my exam are 3 things: a pencil, an eraser, and a Sharpie. So like a highlighter. I have this one. Why? Because when you read each question, sometimes you're just overwhelmed by it and you don't know what to focus on, and you're like, what is this question asking me? This, my friend, is your best friend. So what I do is on each question, I highlight the key word. So something that will trigger your memory. So let's say the question is really long and it just goes like, in the theory by instrumental aggression, highlight that. See that? That's a key word. I remember that. I studied that. So if you highlight the key word, the key theory, a name, something that will trigger what you studied, you'll be like, I know that name. he's done this, and this. It's gonna make you literally, I mean figuratively, pull out your notes in your head, open it to the part where it speaks about that theory or that name or that word. You'll have it open. And now you can actually answer the question because you have your mental notes open at the correct page. This technique will help you loads. I promise, I've done it to death, and it's so visual, so when you visualize it, you're gonna trigger your memory. And it's also super positive. I'm like, it's a test, right? It's super depressing. But if you see like bouts of pink or blue or purple, like just like tick, 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 tick everywhere, you're like, oh, it's pink, I'm happy, it's like a rainbow. So yeah, definitely try it out, see how it goes. And my last piece of advice for you is to review your exam. So once you finished it, go back. Usually I tend to go back on my exam 2 or 3 times depending on how long it took me to complete it. I do the first go by answering the question that just come naturally to me, like I know, no problem, and I leave blanks. The second pass on your exam, you just forget the questions you've answered and you just focus on the one you skipped. And then the third pass is just review your exam and make sure you answered all the questions, because to be honest, on a final, when you have 179 multiple choice questions, you know, you're human. At one point probably you're gonna skip one by mistake, so make sure you haven't skipped anything, everything's answered and everything's looking a-okay. But by all means, if you don't have time to go over your exam 3 times, I know I'm a bit exaggerating, 2 times should do it. That's it for my video today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please stay calm. It's not that bad. Your finals are gonna be less horrible than you imagine them to be, and you can do it. Just trust yourself. You've put in the work, you've studied, you can do it. And yeah, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and please subscribe to me if you like what you see. I will definitely see you in my next video. Bye!